We're gonna give you guys our overall first impressions on the rooms. A little bit disappointed because you hear that? You hear that new? All right, DVW fam, so we're on the south side of the strip right now, choosing which hotel to stay in our 3 hotels in 72 hours tour. The Excalibur seems enticing, maybe the MGM Grand, but I have never stayed at New York before. It looks very grand and fun. So without further ado, let's book a room there at New York. We're on the south end of the Vegas Strip, but let's travel east of the US and book us a room at one of these Manhattan towers right here. And yeah, let's tour New York. It's gonna be my first ever time. Let's go. There it is, baby. New York, Statue of Liberty. A mini New York in Viva Las Vegas. So this is the parking garage here at the New York. Just visually, the New York looks pretty big, and so does its parking structure. I didn't have any problems getting parking, so that's a good sign. So that's a little tidbit if you guys are commuters to Vegas. And ooh, you guys can check out the pool here as well. Look at this. We're in New York, baby. Let's check in. I've actually never been a guest here as well, so this is gonna be a fun time exploring this hotel and casino for the first time. So you guys know how we're gonna do on Dan versus World and give you guys very first impressions, our 24 hours here in the New York, baby. There's the famous New York roller coaster, pool there, a lot of skyscrapers. I wonder if those are just for show or if the hotel rooms are in there. I'm pretty sure some have to be at least. It's a lot of space you're taking up. Some classic black and white artistry here. I always like to see the unique personality and arts of each hotel and casino. More art here. Oh, so it looks like there's a arcade here. So we're gonna give you guys an initial walk around from the parking structure. We'll see if we give you guys more in-depth tour. But oh, you hear that? You hear that roller coaster? We're only here for 24 hours, so let's see what we can check out in the 24 hours of the day. Nathan's Hot Dogs. Ooh, this is cool. Welcome to New York, baby. I really like the vibe already because it is definitely themed, unlike any resort I've been to or stayed at on the Las Vegas Strip. And guys, I've been going here so long to Vegas, and I've been in and out of New York, but I've never been a guest here. So this is gonna be my first time experiencing New York with you guys. Souvenir shops where you get some last minute items. It's like a Cinnabon, Haagen-Dazs here. There's a lot of restaurants so far. I don't know if they're all good. It's like a 24-hour America restaurant. I mean, we're in New York. Oh, I thought this was the lobby. It's actually a bar. Oh, it looks like the lobby is over there. Hopefully, trying to find the check-in. And also a little MGM versus Caesars. We'll see how seamless and easy the check-in process is, because that's the important thing. I've been to some hotels where it's taking longer than usual, not just because of the line, maybe because of the kiosk, self-checkout problems, this and that. So I'll show you how it goes here. There's Starbucks, of course. Pretty much a Starbucks in all hotels and casinos, or a coffee shop at least. So here's the self-checkout here. We'll give it a go. This looks like the registration doesn't look like too big of a lobby. Doesn't look too crowded. So I stayed at Caesar Resorts just now. That link. So they both have self-check-in out kiosks. So let's check it out. Pretty easy. Found my resi. Let's see. So they give you some last-minute updates for like extra. I feel like all these, they kind of sell it to you as a deal, but it's not really a deal. So you have to pay for parking here. Big no-no for me. I don't like paying for parking, especially if I'm staying here. Late checkout fee as well. No enhancements. Scanning my ID. Okay, big no-no here. I don't like that I have to wait for the room at the other Caesars, other check-ins. They just give you the key right away. It's about 4 p.m., guys. So room's not ready yet, looks like. But they were saying that check-in is at 3. It is now 3:50, and I have not received a text yet. So basically, you put in your information, you pay. So I mean, they take the payment first, but they don't give you the key. And I was asking him over there, that gentleman, if we were to go inside of this check-in line, because it is 3:50 already, check-in time he said was at 3, if they would have the keys ready. And he said no as well, but I've never seen that anywhere. So this is a pretty bad start to the New York. All right, it's 4 p.m. right now on a Wednesday. This is the New York, very colorful. It's dim, but there's so many neon lights that it's about mid brightness, not the brightest casino, but pretty spacious though. pretty spacious. If you guys been to New York before, you'll know it's split in boroughs, and this is kind of like reminiscent to Brooklyn borough here. There's a lot of food options here. It's super cool. I did a couple cheap eats videos that featured some spots here. Yeah, this is our elevators here. Another restaurant, Chin Chin. Oh, apparently they have a brunch buffet. Maybe we'll check that out. Is a cool little touch here. Some of you guys might just think this is a dusty, rusty elevator wall. I mean, it might just be, but it's kind of reminiscent of like a subway in New York. I see what they're doing here. A lot of cool artwork. I love the nitty gritty, the fine details of every hotel and casino, the personality, color schemes, themes, even the hallways, because in Vegas, the vibes are important. How it makes you feel. You want to feel like $1 million, especially if you want to win $1 million, right? More Vegas art. If you guys have never been to New York before, you know, like some of the subway stations, they'll have like these color lines and it directs you to whichever subway line you take. But yeah, guys, it's like amazing here. I've never been to a hotel in Vegas that's this mazy. Maybe like the Venetian, but I'm realizing and learning right now that this hotel and casino is really big, and you can even tell from the hallways because I'm walking and walking. Still haven't got to my place. Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm very excited to give you guys these first impressions videos, especially in hotels I've never stayed at. Like I said, I've been to Vegas so many times, but I've never stayed at the New York. So gonna check this out for the very first time with you guys. New York coaster, but yeah, it does look like we're staying in those New York skyscraper decoration buildings. They're all uneven. Maybe that's why these hallways are uneven too, because in some hotels, like the hallways are just like straight, there's a middle area. And then you kind of split off, but this one is like a full-on maze. It feels like I'm playing Nokia Snake. So many corners. Super excited, gonna give you guys our very first impressions. Let's check it out. Voila. Oh, voila guys, this is our room here at the New York Hotel and Casino in 2025 in Viva Las Vegas. Let's get some light in here. Ooh, we got a pretty decent view. It's not a strip view, but we got a beautiful view of the roller coaster, New York, MGM Grand, and the Excalibur Castle. I don't know what it is, the color schemes, the blues, red, white, and blues on this side. It makes me feel happy on this side of the strip. It just looks very fun, like an amusement park with the castle and the roller coaster. It's really fun for kids. When I was younger and I would go to Vegas, I would always want to go on the roller coaster, but didn't go on it. Guys, all the times that I've been to Vegas, this is my very first time in a New York hotel and casino, a legacy hotel and casino here, an MGM property. So we're gonna give you guys our overall first impressions on the rooms. And again, we judge these hotel tours by the price points and the averages on consistently where I find it on the price scale. So it is on the lower end, the lower mid end. It's not the cheapest MGM Hotel and Casino. It's actually the Excalibur and the Luxor. I've stayed at Excalibur many times. I feel like it gives you pretty good bang for your buck for, you know, the cheapest MGM hotel and resort. I was very close to booking the Luxor, but I don't know, guys. I've been seeing articles here and there saying that the Luxor is haunted. I'm not trying to wake up with some haunted mummies in my room or something like that, but yeah, I mean, let me know, guys. Is it true? Is it a myth? I don't know. Didn't want to take the risk, so we are here at the New York, guys, and this is actually a happy, fun room. The art is very eccentric here, like the Broadway art type feel. It's all over the place, but I like it. It's very artistic. Look, this is neat. Just off the looks, I can see why it's a little bit more expensive than Luxor and Excalibur. It's cool in here, guys. Like I said, it's all about style in Vegas, you know, the personality. And that's why I always love giving you guys these hotel reviews, because it is always something new in every hotel and casino. Open 24/7. Got a mirror here, Pumperoonie, body lotion, hand wash, sink to see if it works. Toilet, it's our shower. It's pretty big, but old fashioned, old school. Probably fit like 2 bodies here. But if you guys have stayed at MGM or Caesars, they basically own around 70-80% of all the properties here. There are some, you know, common themes of MGM resorts, like the hand washes and all that. And, you know, same staff. It's the whole MGM Resorts. The company runs all of these hotels, so there's gonna be some similarities. Pretty high-tech Samsung TV, Some USB cables here. Oh, this is an interesting spot for a bench under the TV, but it's interesting. Let's check it out. Oh, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But yeah, so like, I don't even know why this is here. I mean, your head is gonna hit the TV. Maybe like a really small person could fit there. We always do a DVW bed hardness, plushness test. Let's check it out. Pretty springy. Definitely old-fashioned springy bed. More on the firm than plush side. Stiff almost, but we'll see if we get a good night's rest. I'm not too picky with the bed as long as it's clean. All right, let's see if they have a fridge. What the heck? I feel like there's something missing here. It should be a fridge. No fridge here. Maybe they removed it. Couple drawers, hair dryers. Closet. No robes though, guys. That's how I differentiate from a luxury resort to, you know, a lower end resort. The robes. They always give you the robes. At Fontainebleau, high-end resort, they gave you robes, guys. I like this little area with the hangers here. It's nice. And if you guys know anything about New York, it gets cold there. People wear coats, so you're gonna need hangers. Pretty cool colors, more New York Broadway art, and yellow bed frame. Hipster vibe, clean, but definitely this is a older hotel resort casino. Same with Excalibur and Luxor. Sometimes it's hit or misses with rooms because this has been around for decades, guys. And walking around the hallway, there's some chips on the woods, and you know, it is an older hotel. They could do refreshes, remodels, but in this room, you can still tell that it's somewhat dated, but they did a good job with the physical aesthetics of it. Doesn't look too old, but it has like a certain older must to the room smell. It's not dirty or anything by any means, as you guys can see. Let's just say there's just small intricacies that you could tell that it's a dated room. Total with the resort fees and everything, it was like 85, and the cheapest MGM hotels will probably be around 68, 70. And MGM and Caesars are, you know, always competing, so they're gonna have like similar price points to their cheaper hotels, to their more expensive hotels, like Bellagio versus Caesars, they're more the high end. And these ones like the Link and the Flamingo versus like the Excalibur and New York, New York. And that's why I chose an MGM property this time. And Caesars actually lost out on a bag because their system wasn't working. It did not let me book the second night. It must have been some glitch. It was saying that I had a reservation on the date, which was today. I wanted to book, but I didn't have a room for this day. I just kept checking it, so I ended up booking this room. But it works out because we got to give you guys a comparison between a Caesars lower mid-level resort to, you know, an MGM, because we just stayed at the Link, and we are doing these 3 hotels on the Vegas Strip in 72 hours here. So we don't have much time. I'm gonna give you guys our full impressions of New York, New York. So stay tuned. We're gonna go downstairs and show you guys the rest of New York, New York for our next few hours here. But yeah, so DVW score, this is the, you know, cheapest king standard room. I like it. If you guys could get over somewhat of like that dated feel of the hallways and just some accents in the rooms, I give it like an 8.2 out of 10 DVW score. It's pretty spacious, cool vibes, colorful, like it's just enough. It's not like it's doing too much or trying too hard. I dig it. So yeah, see you guys downstairs. Let's go. So this is our view in the nighttime. Pretty nice. See that New York, New York sign there. Roller coaster and the Excalibur. So technically a strip view. I mean, you can see a New York, New York lobby, and it's on the strip. So, all right. So this is their options. Cool. The TV is pretty high tech. You can see some of the dining options on the TV. There's so many options actually. There's breweries, room service. Look at all these options. And all right, this is just the casual. Let's go back. Specialty, 2 specialty. I'll say they're lacking in the higher end restaurants. So quick eats. Oh, they got Luke's Lobster here. Nathan, Shake Shack, Hello Kitty Cafe. Village Street Eats, there's a bunch of restaurants there. I've done a cheap eats video there as well, so make sure you guys check that out. But pretty good options for the food. Guys, so funny enough, this is my first ever time at New York, New York, Las Vegas. And last year in December was my very first time in New York. And I'm really digging the artwork here. This is the 3rd floor. I was staying on the 5th floor. And yeah, like the subway wall tiles here, some Statue of Liberty, kind of punk rock theme here. But yeah, so we're here to check out the fitness center to get our morning pumping. You guys know how I like to show you guys a 360 of all the gyms here. I did like a full 5 top gym ratings video as well, but hey, let's see, maybe New York can surprise us and hop on the list. Whoa, this is crazy. So in every elevator area, I feel like there's so much different artwork. Shout out to whoever is doing all the art here. It's really reminiscent of, you know, the graffiti, the art in New York. So I'm gonna give them an A+ for vibes, decorations, and art. I really like that. This is very well most confusing, corner, curvy, biggest hotel hallway floor I've ever been to. The first one is Palazzo and Venetian, but this is probably number 2. And it's crazy because I had no idea the New York Big Apple Hotel is that big. But it is huge at the New York. All right, here we are. So I'll give you guys a first impression. This is the fitness center here. Some towels for us. And this is the MGM Resort, so there's gonna have some reminiscent details from some of the other MGMs, but let me So this is a lower price resort, so we're gonna judge everything in that manner, but I'm actually surprised how small this gym is compared to the rest of the hotel, because I keep saying New York is huge. But there's a pull-up bar, it's a good sign. There's some cables, doesn't look like too many attachments, got a rope. There are some bodybuilding machines, ellipticals, cardios. I'm pretty much a hotel gym veteran at this point. I don't need to be here too long to give it a DVW scoring consensus, but it's not the greatest gym, guys. But yeah, let's get our workout in. Gotta get anywhere, right? They do have a dumbbell area, which is a good sign because you can do a lot of things with free weights. 70 chairs, and there are some Bosu balls, minimal yoga mat, functional fitness area. Yeah, gym here at New York. So let's take a walk down Broadway. This is one of the best themed hotels in Las Vegas. I'm actually very glad I stayed here, but let me give you guys a tour of this imitation borough here. Last night when I was going to my room, I was dead tired. I was filming all day. It was more packed, but right now it's about 11 a.m. But there's a Circos Pizza. I did a video there, so fake cobblestone floors. This is really cool, guys. So it's some bars. These are all open in the nighttime. It's a little bit slower right now because it's noon, but yeah, this is the Greenberg's Deli. So this is actually pretty much their food hall, food court as well. But I'll say it's not just fast food, it's like casual fast food. So step up from just basic McDonald's fast food or something like that. There's a bar there. But yeah, super cool decorations. There's a deli, of course, because there's so many delis all throughout New York if you know anything about New York culture. Some seats, there's a lot of seats here. But yeah, there you have it. And then if you keep walking straight there, you're gonna get to the Park MGM. Yeah, that's the thing I love about Vegas and the Vegas Strip. It's a whole strip, they're all connected, so you keep walking and walking and walking, you go to one hotel to the next. Yeah, this is the theme of New York. Another bar here, it's pretty big. Oh, the beer house is out here too. It connects to the outside. I've actually been there once. Is there a sports book? Actually looks pretty tiny for a sports book. It's only a couple chairs to watch TV. Didn't look too good. Another Starbucks, souvenir shops. So some more vibes of the casino floor. A lot of big slots, very colorful. They said the color schemes are a little bit darker, but the slots are very bright. 9 Fine Irishmen. Apparently the spot is pretty cool for St. Paddy's Day. You guys can guess why. It's 9 Fine Irishmen. And if you guys like chocolate, oh, Lady Liberty there, looking good. There is the Hershey's Chocolate World here. This, you could also see this from the outside. I believe you can enter from the strip. Yeah, you can, there's doors there. You can enter this from the strip, so if you have a sweet tooth for chocolate. There's Hershey's there for you guys. And up there, mezzanine shops, eateries. There's some more casual fast food there, but we're not gonna have time for that. This is a 24-hour video, guys. And a center bar in every hotel and casino. This is probably something, if someone asked me this question, I would guess, but I was told recently that there's always a bar in every hotel and casino that's 24 hours, usually center bar. Yeah, now I know. So a little bit more people checking in today. It is a Thursday, almost the weekend. All right, so we're going to be checking out the pool here at New York Hotel and Casino. This is actually my very first time at this pool. You can see it from the parking structure, but here it is, voila. Kind of reminds me of the Excalibur. Actually, no, Excalibur has a bunch of smaller ones. So there's a pool bar. Yeah, I see some daiquiris, the Curiouses. Strawberry daiquiri, green apple, watermelon, pina colada. There's always like a pool bar at every pool. Pretty basic. You have views of the New York buildings, there's Excalibur Castle, and a roller coaster in the back. But it doesn't look like there's any more pools besides this whole big one. So New York, very American-esque. You got some of the beaches in the US represented here. All right, so just checked out the pool. A little bit disappointed because this is such a big hotel and casino. And when I peered outside of the window and I thought it was really big, which there is one pretty big one, but this is such a big hotel and resort that whenever they're full at capacity or even halfway full, I feel like it'd be really packed. Like right now, they just opened a couple hours ago and it seemed pretty packed already, but there's not too many people here on the casino floor. I don't think the hotel is at capacity yet, and the pool already looks pretty populated, so they only have one big pool there. So I'll give it a DVW score like 5 out of 10. Not too impressed. It wasn't too decorated or didn't have any crazy themes or anything like that. Cause, oh, you can see it right there. You see it? Because, you know, sometimes when you're at a hotel casino, they theme up their pools. Like when you're at the Bellagio, Venetian, they make it kind of like Italian Venezia vibes, or like Lake Como, Bellagio-esque vibes. But yeah, not too impressed with the pool. All right, and I want to talk to you guys actually about the self-check-in process. So I noticed a lot of these new hotels, 2025, AI, technology is taking over and all that. There's a lot of self-check-in kiosks, and I always like to show you guys, you know, how seamless or how long it takes to, you know, check in, because a lot of people, whenever they're traveling, you guys could be traveling from out of the country, out of state, and you guys are kind of groggy, you guys just want to get to your room. So the link, I used a self kiosk there. Granted, it was like 6 p.m. when I got there. I used the self check-in kiosk. I got my keys right away, but I had 2 problems with self kiosks, and it was at Flamingo and here. I mean, you guys could just call me impatient, but I feel like the point of the self check-in kiosk is that you do it yourself. It's more convenient, and you should be able to, you know, pay and get your keys to skip the line, because there was a line and there wasn't even too many people here, but there wasn't too many workers checking people in. And check-in time is supposed to be at 3 p.m. And so when I went to self check-in kiosk, I just expected to, you know, go in and out, get my keys how I did at the link. But it was $3.50, and I put my payment in, did everything, and they said they'll send me like an email or a text whenever the key was ready. Wait like 10 minutes. So I asked like one of the clerks, not the lines, but he was basically just said like, you just gotta wait for the text and all that. So I just ended up going into the line to, you know, just grab the key, because I didn't really skip the line. So stay in line, and right when I got to the line, I got the text about 22 minutes or so later, and I got the key at the front desk. But that has actually happened to me at the Flamingo as well. We did come in after check-in time, which that's another story for another day. I feel like when you book a room, 24 hours, it should be somewhat close to 24 hours. I get there needs to be some time for housekeeping to, you know, rebook people, get people in and out. But it used to be at 1 p.m. and then now most of them are at 3 or 4. So here it was supposed to be at 3, Caesars is now at 4. So I give MGM a point for being an hour before Caesars, small competitions like that. But I think 4 is just super pushing it for, you know, a check-in time, because, you know, when they have the checkout time, you got to pay $20 extra to get a later checkout for another hour. And so if they don't have your room ready at check-in time, I mean, you have to wait. But I mean, if you got to check out, the housekeeper is gonna knock on your door and kick you guys out at 11 or whatever the check-in time, out time is. So checkout time is usually at 11. thumbs down for both. I think it should be at least, to be fair, 1 or so. Caesars, minus a point for it being an hour later. How I prefer it would kind of be like the old days where, you know, you go in and there's just a bunch of humans, you know, working the desks and, you know, helping you and checking you in, because a machine will not beat a human. So those are just my thoughts in 2025. All right, so quick tour of the parking garage. It is actually pretty big. I give it an A+ for a budget hotel, because I've been to a lot of hotels and had to park there. So this one is for you commuters out there who needs a parking space. Boo for it being $20 a day if you're staying here. Used to be free at some points in time, but yeah, it's pretty big. I give it an A+ because I didn't have any trouble parking, because this is a big casino and it's a pretty big parking. Whoa, so we're right at the structures of the roller coaster. And there's another view of the pool, the single pool here at New York. But yeah, DVW fam, that was our review of our 24 hours here in New York Hotel and Casino for the very first time. It's crazy that I've been to Vegas so many times, and it's my very first time being here at this staple Legacy Hotel and Casino. I actually really liked it. DVW score for the whole experience. Obviously, I didn't get to try everything and anything, not all the restaurants and all of that, bars, all the cool things, shows, because we're only here for 24 hours, so it's a full, true first impressions for what you can expect. So for the room price point, like I said, for all these reviews, I always consider the price point where it stands in the standards of hotels, because you guys always ask for the price, but every season the price changes. So it's kind of like a slow season right now where there's not a lot of people going. There's a lot of deals and promotions. So it's the cheapest it could be here and all the other hotels. I believe it was like 85 total with resort fees and all of that. So it's a little bit higher than the cheapest of the cheap MGM resorts. So we're also comparing Caesars and MGM properties. Excalibur and Luxor are usually the cheapest MGM resorts, and those were about $75 a night around this time. So this one is a little bit step up from the cheapest ones, but it's still on the cheaper middle ends of hotels. And the room was actually very nice. I really like the theme here. The theme and the vibes of the hotel, you know, if you have a family, you have kids. Oh, you hear that? You hear that roller coaster? It's very fun walking around in this hotel. It's actually pretty big. So I give the theme of the hotel like an 8.5. It's very fun here. I give the gym like an F, 5 out of 10. I mean, there were dumbbells, but it was pretty small. Didn't get too great of a workout in. The pool, I'd also give like a 5 out of 10 F. Wasn't that great. So it's not a perfect hotel, but overall DVW score of my 24-hour stay here, I give it a solid 8 out of 10 DVW score for the price point. So yeah, guys, let's move on to our next spot on this 3 hotels, 72 hours tour. Where are we going next, guys? Let us know.